Hey guys, this is Shane. Welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, hey, I'm going to go over some amazing finds. It's been a long time since I've had a haul like this, but what happened was I saw at a thrift store that's been doing pretty good for me, and the shelves were kind of empty. But the lady that works the books was like, yeah, she's been out of town, and she was fixing to stock them up. Next couple days, she should have new stock out. So I waited a couple days, went back, and man, talk about a score. Just amazing. And everything I got here was $1.50 each. So, you know, there's some technical books up front and then some weirder stuff in the back that's kind of cool with some really, overall, some really big wins. But hey, before I jump into that, I want to say this last weekend, end of June, I had the opportunity to go with a couple of buddies, longtime friends of mine. They came in, one's up in Michigan, one's in California, and we went over to Mississippi. And you may not have ever heard about this, but there's the North Mississippi Hill Country Blues Picnic. And a lot of people know Delta Blues, but they don't know Hill Country Blues. This is like the R.L. Burnside and Junior Kimbrough, you know, and there's T Model Ford, R.L. Boyce. There's some legends that made that style of music, the real, like the one chord rhythmic kind of blues, but they do a picnic. Kenny Brown has it over there, and it was amazing. And here's I'll put this. This was it's always at the end of June. It's really reasonable. It's like $25 a day. And, you know, it had, you know, Kenny Brown was there, Dwayne Burnside, Robert Finley. I mean, it was hot. It was like, the forecast was, it said like 98 and mostly sunny. And yes, it was, but it was an amazing time. And my buddies were like, hey, we need to come back. Everybody loved it. So just a shout out to the North Mississippi Hill Country Blues Picnic, Kenny Brown, Sarah Brown, the Burnsides. It was a very memorable weekend, very, very good. So, hey, so we'll jump in. You know, a lot of these books, it's probably a mix. There's a lot of these are going to go to Amazon because I think they'll give me kind of some premium dollars there. There's several of them that will stay on eBay, but again, $1.50 each. And I'm kind of give you my comps, but these are the kind of things I like to find and buy and sell in my store. So these first ones, these technical books, they're all kind of the same. I'm gonna just fly through them, and you're gonna see they had to come from the same person, right? But it was a lot of astrophysics books, astrophysical concepts. This is about a $60 book. Theoretical astrophysics. This one's like $90. That's kind of what it should sell for. Excuse me. Here's Problems and Solutions in Mechanics. It sells for $5.50. A Student's Guide to Maxwell's Equation. This is only 15 to 20, but you know, a little thin book, but it's a great reference. Here's another, it's got that kind of a dog ear there. I'll have to flatten out, but another one of those handbooks, Solutions, Electromagnetism. This is about a $35 one. There was another Theoretical Astrophysics. This one's like 70. And here's one more generic physics. This one, I don't know. I got it because I've seen it between 20 and like 80. I don't know. This one may be a bust, but I'm gonna try to sell it for like 50. So we'll see. I'll take for $1.50. I'll take a rider on it. This was actually the first one I saw on the shelf. The Subatomic Physics. It's 50. When I saw that one, I was like, wow. And then I kept looking. I was like, astrophysics, physics. You know, it was like, and it's not generic physics, right? It's kind of like, you know, dealing with, you know, quantum and astrophysics. It's kind of like focused. So good find. This one, this is about a $50 book. And then a couple more of these. A huge book on modern astrophysics. This one's 50 to 80. This one sells good on eBay or Amazon, kind of the same price. This one may actually sell on eBay. And then this one, mathematical models, physical sciences, 60 to 80. And then the last of the technical books, this design patterns. What's interesting about this one, it's only about a $25 book, but this thing sells, the ScoutIQ, I scanned this one. It gives it like a 151 plus, which means it sells just about every day. it'll be a quick flip. So again, technical books, you have to be careful. You know, you don't want to sell anything that's, you know, rip off. Some publishers won't let you sell on Amazon. Some of them are just worthless. But when you hit it big like these, there's like 10 or 12, 10 of these, I think. I got $15 in them. There's several $100 profit potential here for these. So if you hit it right, but you just have to check them. Technical books are just that way. So then, that was on one shelf. I looked at the other side, which is usually my favorite side. It's where some of the history and just generic stuff was. And again, I think where somebody had just donated a lot of the same stuff. And what I'm going to show you, it's a lot of these. First is I bought a bunch of these Osprey books. They're $1.50. And if you're not familiar, you know, these, you see it says Osprey Publishing. They, you know, stuff on battles, on different tanks, military equipment. These all sell 15 to 20 bucks. Israeli tanks. I'm gonna go through these. There's some medieval stuff. These, and you know, look, when some of these are, you know, they have photos, they have illustrations. You know, sometimes they have. Well, here's somebody doing reenactment on firing. So here's the Browning automatic rifle. Here's a couple on there. This is the Red Christmas, talking about airfield raid 1942, World War II. These things didn't even look like they'd been read. The fall of Eben MAL, I don't know, it's Belgium, 1940. Again, these, they'll have photos. And then sometimes, oh, that's cool. They have like, you know, stuff there's like what the gear people wore. And, you know, also illustrations with the battle. Kind of cool. I had run across German weapon, V2 weapon sights. Here's the light armored vehicle, the Marines. King Tiger. And then there were some of these that were like German late war armored vehicle plans. So these are the ones that give like more like drawings and schematics. People are doing scale modeling, sometimes just history buffs, but sometimes people are doing scale modeling. They love those. Sometimes people are doing computer graphic arts. You know, they can build from these and build 3D models for, you know, computer games. And there was this one, this Italian armored vehicles of World War II. Again, lots of photos. And these are, yeah, reminiscent of the old Jane's military fighting books. A couple of exceptions. There was this one on armored fighting vehicles from 1914 to 1938. Again, that sort of thing. This one was more, I had a sold on this Amazon's more like 35 to 40, 37, something like that. And then there was this one that was kind of cool with the B-29 Super Fortress. And, you know, it's more modern, it has good full color type, you know, details from the B-29. This was like more like a $25 book instead of 15 to 20. So those were cool. And again, I think they all came from the same place, right? They look unread. They look like they're brand new. I mean, I'm gonna sell them used, you know, say that, you know, they're good, very good, whatever. But they look like nobody ever touched them. Again, I ran across a bunch of those one time at an estate sale. There were like 300 of them. And I tried to make a deal to buy all of them at once. Because it seems like it's time they wanted $3 or $4 for them. Anyway, I went back and somebody had bought them all. And I don't know if they bought them all individually or they just worked a deal after I tried to work a deal. But anyway, those Osprey books, I've sold these kind of walk around. It's this walk around series. I've sold these before. And, you know, these Osprey, they're all kind of the same. These Osprey military books, I've sold these before. You just don't want to overpay for them because some of them are only worth like $6 or $7. They're not always worth 15 to 20. There's a lot of them that unless you're buying, get them for a quarter, 50 cents a piece, And some places sell them because they're thin. They will sell them cheaper. So something to keep your mind on. All right, now, here's some more of these military ones that came out. This was weird. The Nazi Seance, the Jewish Psychic in Hitler's Circle. It's like a 15 to 30. I thought that was a strange book. Then Ratline, Soviet Spies, Nazi Priest, Disappearance of Hitler. It's about a $20 book. Then this one on Freedom's Force of American Businesses, Production in World War II. This one I see, it's 30 to 40. It's a nice one. Then there was this one on Smersh. This was like Stalin's, you know, intel service type thing. This one goes for 30 to 40. So at $1.50 each, these are all really good finds. Here's the last of the military ones. And this is kind of the thing that is a great example of what I look for when I'm, you know, seeing books like this. Because again, everything that's military, everything that's history is not going to be worth reselling. But this was Demolishing the Myth, okay? And it was in there with, you know, all these tank and other books. But look, this is about a tank battle in Kursk, you know, in 1943, an operational narrative, okay? So this isn't just generic World War II stuff. This is about a certain battle. You know, it's much more, has much more specificity, right? It's about this unique thing. Now, that's probably going to narrow the people that are going to want it, but it's also going to make it, you know, more niche for those people that are looking for this. This is something that they're going to want. Book's in great shape, about a $35 book. The other thing that I look for, I've said this before, I'm looking for these. I like when I see these small, I don't know this publisher, this Helion, but when I see the small publishers or university presses, I'm always looking at them, right? Because it's a lot of times it's a sign of this more niche type thing. It's not something that's one of the big publishers. That's what I do anyway. Okay, so now some odds and ends that are kind of weird ones, right? This is like a $50 book, and I'm not familiar with this. It says a classical text of Orthodox spirituality, the Philokalia. Okay, it's like a $50 book. I thought it was. I was like, what's that mean? Still don't really know what it means, but it's that's what drew me to it. This one is sold about $25. Pretty good for paperback though. The Thought Reader Craze, Victorian Science at the Enchanted Boundary. I mean, that is so cool, right? I like weird stuff like this. Anthony Fokker, The Flying Dutchman. It's about a $15 to $20, not real expensive, but it's real good shape. Should sell fine. Okay, then this one, when I saw this one, I'm like, I got to get this book regardless. Turns out it's about I see it selling. It's pretty thin. It only sells over 2 to 3 months. It's about an $80 book selling on Amazon. But it's The Gentleman's Club. And it's the story of prostitution in El Paso, Texas. So, I mean, talk about a niche market, right? So, but you know, this is something that somebody that lives in the area, they're doing historical research, you know, it's an interesting subject matter, and it'll be a good resale, $80. So that's a good one. All right, this one I was kind of surprised at because I've got this on my bookshelf, and so it's a $20 to $25 book. This Collected Stories of Arthur C. Clarke, you know, good sci-fi guy. He wrote Childhood's End, Rendezvous with Rama. I think there was a Rama 2. Wrote a lot of stuff, right? Collected Stories. And I've seen this book several times, and I was surprised that it's actually selling for $20 to $25. But I got it. I picked it up, and I'm going to see what I can do with it. So you can always be surprised. All right. Getting to the end. This one I'm probably going to... I'm going to keep this one. I really thought this one was cool. Space Toys of the 60s. And this is about a $40 book. But look at this. This is so cool. It's black and white and full color, but it shows all these space toys, and look, there's this old space robots of the, like that, Zeroids. Isn't that cool? I mean, just for the artwork alone is amazing, but I mean, it does have a lot of information. I mean, you know, it's got all these space toys of the 60s. It gives some really, really good information on stuff. So anyway, this one may stay in my collection. I thought that was awesome. Then here's another, this was about 40 to 45 bucks. That's what it should resell for. This is like scale model monsters, right? And look at King Kong. Doesn't he look crazy? It's a great one. Isn't that awesome? I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, look there. There is Planet of the Apes, Charleston Heston. They even got some, going into the 80s, got some Indiana Jones in there. Anyway, this was pretty cool. 40 to 45. That's all right. And then this one, kind of in the same vein, this fantasy creatures in clay. Kind of look, man, that's like that sculpted in clay of that dragon. But this one, it goes through, you know, planning. It goes through sculpting, you know, how to make stuff, and then your final painting. It's got the dragon. Look, it's got, you know, like a little, I don't know what that is, but it, you know, it's got the griffin. It gives you all the details. You know, I thought that was cool. This one sells for about 40 as well. It's kind of cool, fun stuff. All right, the last one, and this is probably the biggest win, potential win, and it's I see it on the thing here. You know, it's this Kolchak compendium. And now it's the Night Stalker, the old show, right? Sure enough, yeah, it says the Night Stalker right there. And there's the, pull it out, and there's the cover, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Kind of a cool cover, you know. There's probably a lot of people who don't remember this show. And it has some illustrations in it. Let's see if I can find one. Each story. Let's see if I can find it. Each story starts off with like an illustration. Kind of cool. All right. What do you think this is? I couldn't believe it. This has, I actually looked this one up. It looks like it sells maybe every 2 to 3 weeks on Amazon. I see two out there now. There was one that was $192 and another one that's like $830. I can't even believe that. But $192, and it had like a E-score 10, so it's like every 18 days or so, every 2.5 weeks. Not bad for $1.50. Even if I get $100 for it, but I think it could go maybe for a couple of hundred. But awesome fun. Hey, so luck of the draw. I went in, nothing. I said, hey, I'm going to stop by in a couple of days after talking to the lady. And I got a little gold mine here. I got several $100s worth of profit potential. But this is the kind of stuff that I like to sell, what works for me. You know, what I like to sell in my stores. And hey, keep your eye out for this stuff. It's just kind of the vibe, the style, the genres that I like, what my eye goes to. And some of the stuff you have to look up, some of the stuff you just know. I mean, like this one, I just didn't, I mean, I can look it up, but I'm pretty certain, right? You know, space toys, I knew I was going to keep for myself. That one, hey, pretty good, clean shot. Some of these technical books you just got to look up. But regardless, you see cool, you buy cool. And you guys list it so you can sell it. And hopefully you're having a good weekend. And I know it's hotter than I'll get out here in North Alabama. But anyway, stay cool, be cool. That'd be another shirt. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye.